It's an unpleasantly, absolutely reprehensible little sleaze pit of a movie named Friday the 13th Part 2. The movie's distributor, Paramount Pictures, isn't providing scenes for television reviews, nor would they let us make an excerpt from the film to show you. Maybe they're not very proud of this movie, and maybe they shouldn't be very proud of this movie, but they sure are advertising it heavily. And that's the strategy behind films like this. They saturate television with a violent ad campaign, hope to make their money quickly before word gets around on how scummy the movie really is. Here's the way this film is being sold on television.
The body count continues. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
This isn't a movie, it's a cinematic geek show. It seems to be made by and for people with no cheerfulness, no hope, no trust in human nature.
I think that's well said, and I can only add that, yeah, when the machete went into the head of the kid in the wheelchair, that's about when I gave up on the picture. And we both hated Friday the 13th Part 2, another movie about a mad slasher with a knife, a hatchet, and a machete.
In the new film, Death Wish 2, his maid is brutally raped and killed, and his daughter kills herself after she is raped. This is the first reel.
The Los Angeles police has asked for advice on their vigilante situation.
But that doesn't mean that he's the Los Angeles vigilante.
No, sir.
One of the dullest conversations in the history of action pictures. But don't worry, violence fans, there's more than talk to this movie. It had some power, but it was so predictable, so 2 no votes for that.
I was totally disappointed by this sequel for all the standard reasons that most of us are dissatisfied with sequels. Number one reason, there's a different director this time. He's not as talented. Second reason, the film offers nothing new, just repetitive shots of the killer and his disgusting chalky face.
Part 2 is doing okay at the box office. What do you think the chances are of Part 3?
I pray that I don't have to suffer through that.
Better not to think about it, okay? Part 2 lacked the style and the scares. We both vote no. The original Grease was about class warfare between the greasers and the preppies, but this movie has everybody on the same side. They're all working for the same choreographer.
And I know just the place.
Well, come on and tell us, Johnny.
What's the secret of success? You gotta take a tip from the king of hip.
The plot wouldn't be so bad if the movie had more life, but it has forgettable songs, choreography that looks like crowd control, and for that matter, not very much Grease.
And 2 no votes for Grease 2, the lame sequel that has no memorable songs and no stars equal to Olivia Newton-John and John Travolta.
Now George Burns is back again in a sequel called Oh God, Book 2. And this time he singles out a wide-eyed little girl to be his earthly messenger.
Tracy, it's me again.
What? What?
That wasn't a dream you had. It was real.
Where are you?
In the back seat.
Unfortunately, the movie gets badly sidetracked into a moronic subplot. Little Tracy's teachers and parents get worried when they think she's talking to herself. They make her see a psychiatrist, then they want to send her to a mental institution.
Roger and I each give 2 no votes to Oh God, Book 2, a dismal comedy with George Burns and not much else.
Hey, fool, you ready for another beating?
Why don't you get the hell out of there?
Shut up, old man, I ain't going nowhere.
Of course, the film has a rousing fight to conclude the picture, but before that final fight, I found myself bored by a lot of what was going on.
2 more no votes on Rocky 3. Faithful Omen watchers have been waiting since 1976 for the final conflict, which is also known as The Omen Part 3. And this, at last, is the last movie of the Omen trilogy.
Take him.
Let's face it, folks, what we're really waiting for in the final conflict is the final conflict itself. That's the payoff, the ultimate showdown between the forces of good and evil. Now, I don't know what I was expecting. Maybe special effects like out of Star Wars with Damien standing on a cloud or something and hurling lightning bolts at heaven. But instead, the movie starts out strong and then it winds down into a boring, low-key anticlimax. 2 big no votes against Armageddon.